Fanboys and felons, welcome back to another ALS video. Alright, so I actually wasn't planning on making like a fully fledged video on this one. We have update 58, which is essentially the Dragon Ball update. We got a few units that got, reworked models, look so much better. I know y'all remember that BBL Ultra Ego Vegeta. 4 new Evos here, including some new characters. So the Galaxy Rangers from the Infinite Castle. We got Granola, which is from the Raid, and then Goku and Vegeta, which are actually from the Abyssal Trials. Now, I promise I haven't gone out of my way to do these. It's just this easy to get them, I guess. You just got to do the raid 25 times, and then you get the tokens in the raid. So these kind of like already do, they get completed equally. Inflict cripple, 10k enemies, inflict weakened, criticals, kill 20 bosses. As you can see, I got most of them done. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and claim them here, because there's really no point in leaving them there. I mean, boom, there we go. I only have 5 more to go. We still have to do the raid, and then we have to do a little bit more cripple damage here, and then the extreme boost. So as you saw, we do have extreme boost for Frieza, Ultra Ego Vegeta, Vegito Blue, and of course Broly. I'm actually pretty excited about Broly. He used to be a menace, if y'all remember that. Like I said, the new raid is where you get Granola. Obviously, stage 6
eventually.
I might have overdone it a little bit. Anyway, we have Granola now. I may or may not have left it for like more than a day farming, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and buy literally one of everything here, and then I guess there really isn't much else to do, right, other than do the extreme boost. So that might be a little tedious. I wish... okay, I mean, I get it why they don't do it. They don't let you have over, I think, what, like 3 units at a time? Because that'd be kind of overpowered. But dude, it's 10 stages, man. Like, come on. 40 runs total. It is what it is, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get a decent enchant on somebody. Lied, actually, because the only one I want a decent enchant on is actually Goku and Vegeta. So I'm gonna go ahead and claim these, and then I just need extreme boost 2 units, and then I pretty much get them. So I guess I'll do that, and I'll be right back. No, never mind. I'll be back when I have the materials for absolutely everyone, bro. I can't be asked. All right, we got enough. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the boy Vegeta here, because he is my favorite character of all Dragon Ball. So gonna go ahead and do that. Boom, there we go. His remodel looks, again, 10 times better. I'm pretty sure I said that in the first part of the video, but I love the new model for him. And then we have Vegito. It's kind of interesting how now they're making like special I guess items just so you can extreme boost units. Like, for example, this is for Vegeta, and then the godly earring was for Vegito. They didn't have that for the first few, but okay. Now Jiren actually evolves. He doesn't get an extreme boost, which I most definitely appreciate. I'm gonna see if I can at least get a double S out of his damage, though. There we go. Okay, that actually took quite a bit. I was at like 700 something, went down sub 600. You can go ahead and evolve Jiren into his Furious mode. 10 times better. Model is 10 times better. No more BBLs for the fucking Dragon Ball unit. And the last one we have here is Broly. Now, Broly does need his, I guess his SPA kind of worked on there. Fortunately, I have to shoot for a triple S because he's already evolved, so try that. Hopefully this was a lot quicker than Jiren. That was actually almost instant. Never mind. Okay. Awesome. I'm also gonna get rid of his Overlord. I have enough rolls to do that. Thankfully, I have enough to spare. So we're going straight for Avatar. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. Avatar. Awesome. I almost forgot about him completely, bro. Buy just some miracle. Hold on. Let me see if I have one with like 2 double S's, because that would be low-key kind of crazy. Nope, just 1 double S here and then like another double S there. Okay. Oh, okay. We'll take that. Low-key, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like ALS has slowly been getting like laggier. Like, it's the game's regressing back to its like original state of just Absolute buns, bro. So Granola, here we go. We got the key lightning, so we can evolve him. And then boom, there we go. I did hear he is actually pretty damn good, so gonna go ahead and roll something good on him. Oh, okay. All right, man. Never mind, huh? Oh god. All right. Sure. I do think he's actually pretty good. So I'm not gonna complain about that. Yo, low key, I totally forgot about Black Freeze. I'm checking the tier list again. Looks like Frieza is literally buns. So he's staying with Overlord. I cannot be asked. There we go. We got triple S's for Frieza. So we're gonna go ahead and extreme boost him. There we go. And then I know I could have claimed it already, but I'm gonna go ahead and claim now, and then we get the God Goku and God Vegeta. So we are. Their models look absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and roll some decent stats on them too. Oh, triple S stats off rip. Okay, we love to see that. Now, now we got a little under 600. So I'm really banking on this game blessing me up here. I should have probably rolled on them before Granola. Yeah, I definitely should have. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, Avatar. No, I'm not gonna do it. Oh god, the gambling mindset. Wanna gamble? No. Listen, bro, this unit is probably gonna be irrelevant in the next like maybe 2 updates. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and evolve them. Again, now form a full team and hop in an infinite. We're gonna go ahead and start with Black Frieza here. Now, Black Frieza, he is an air unit, so he just kind of sits all pretty on a hill. He is a 1000 placement, and he is also dark, which I guess kind of makes sense. He starts off with a circle, then he gains a new attack at upgrade 7 called the Saw of Doom, which is just his, saws. Then he has a new attack at upgrade 12, the Armageddon Supernova, which is literally just a supernova. And then he has one passive here, which is 10 years of training. Every weight passed, gain 10% damage with a cap of 100%, and then gain 5% range with a cap of 50. Once buff caps are reached, permanently gain hemorrhage. Okay, in his defense, he's only Overlord. He has no enchants, and he doesn't have a skill tree. But bro, this is insane. Yo, he is dookie. Okay, now he has hemorrhage, which is 140% of his dude, he's doing like 500 million maybe on a good day. He's ass, bro. Dude, he sucks, bro. Let's go to move on to my boy Ultra Ego Vegeta. Now, if you know, you know. There used to be a bug that you could abuse with Vegeta, his passive. You just needed a different unit to abuse the passive. So anyway, he starts off with a line, gains another bigger line, which is the Gallic Gun, and then he gains dual Gallic Gun, which is definitely not hitting anyone else here, but you know what, we'll take it. He's ramping up damage. So let's go ahead and read. So Dark Ego, every 5 attacks gains 5% damage with a cap of 35, 2.5% range, cap of 15. Then every 30 seconds he deals 1.25 damage in range. He applies pressure and he gains 25% SPA for 10 seconds. Then he has another passive called Destructive Aura. When enemies are within 30% range, attacks inflict weak plasma, which I believe is actually a new one. 0.35 times crit damage. Okay, and then enemies take 50% more crit damage. So I just realized the stats. Yo, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You're gonna have to chill out, bro. Come on, I'll work on his stats later. He seems pretty decent. But yeah. Oh, I cannot believe. Wow. Dude, I even got triple S stats on the Galaxy. Black Frieza has triple S stats. Vegeta doesn't look pretty bad. He seems solid. I'll definitely work on his stats here in a little bit because, well, Vegeta's my GOAT, so I kind of have to do that. Gotta move on to Broly. Now, Broly, Also, if he used to be absolutely insane. Like, this man was an absolute force of nature. Broly does have his skill tree done, by the way. So does Vegito, and then everyone else here doesn't. But he does have crit range skill tree, so there's that. That's why his crit damage is up there. But he is a 5,000 nature unit. You already know, these are just extreme boosts. Anyway, nothing changes. Starts off with a line, then becomes full AoE, and then, yeah, he gains a bigger AoE. His range is absolutely massive. 88, obviously with the crit range skill tree. He's doing a decent bit of damage, so let's go ahead and read it here. So, limitless growth. Every wave after placed, gain 2% damage with a cap of 100%. Gain 2% crit damage with a cap of 100%, and then once cap is reached, increase range by 20%, and he permanently inflicts cripple. He's gonna be entering some pretty ridiculous numbers, and his range is absolutely gonna skyrocket too. So I can already tell Broly's absolutely insane. He has another passive called Outnumbered. Attacking 20 plus enemies, he increases crit chance by 5% with a cap of 15, and then once the cap is reached, keep buffs for 3 crit attacks, and then reset buffs and repeat cycle. Okay, so he will be doing, I think, what is that, 45 plus 15, that's 70% crit chance. And then he has 215% crit damage, so and he ramps that up, so he just keeps building it up until he finally makes it all the way to 100% more. So he's gonna be a menace. I'm gonna leave him there just so he can keep ramping up. Let's go to move on to the Galaxy Ranger now. The Galaxy Ranger looks like he's an air unit. Okay, he's obviously the Infinity Castle unit. He inflicts cripple. He's 1,000 air unit. Has a circle, and then a bigger circle, and then an even bigger circle. Again, probably nothing crazy. Let's be honest. He's just an Infinity Castle unit. So he has 2 passives: Fan the Hammer. Galaxy Rangers granted 25% base crit chance and 300% base crit damage. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Sizzling Tango. When attacking the strongest enemy, base crit chance becomes 50%, and then Fan the Hammer passive deals 25% crit damage with a total of 325% crit damage. Wow, okay, so you definitely want the crit range skill tree on him. His damage doesn't look crazy at all. Again, keep in mind, no skill tree. He's Overlord, and he doesn't have an enchant, so with the crit range skill tree, I'm pretty sure his damage is gonna ramp up pretty nasty. He seems pretty solid. I don't know if he'd be better than Yuno, especially with Yuno's support, him slowing down and stuff. But he's definitely a usable unit. I'm pretty sure his crit range looks absolutely insane. And his crit damage. I'm gonna move on to Vegito. So Vegito, another extreme boost unit. So he does have his crit range skill tree. He is a 2,000 placement unit, water as well. He has, okay, we'll read those later. He starts off with a circle, then he gains a bigger circle, and then he unfortunately turns into a, I guess, line. So that's his only downside, I'm not gonna lie. But he has, what, 3 passives here? Okay, so the Fuse Warrior, every wave placed, gain 5% damage with a cap of 50. Okay, so it looks like they're just copy pasting these. 5% damage, 5% range, cap of 50 both. Unlock Energy Beam ability. And then Splitting Sword every 5 attacks. Deal 1.5 times damage on the following attack. Gain 10% damage and range for 30 seconds. And then Warrior's Pride. When attacking a boss, deal 1.5 times damage for every boss killed. Gain 2.5% damage and range with a cap of 15% damage and range. Okay, so, and then he should be gaining here the Energy Beam ability. So there we go. Energy Beam. Upon activation, deal 10 times damage to enemies in range. Apply Electrified off that multiplier. For every 25 enemies which die from this ability, increase damage multiplier by 2 times with a cap of 30 times damage multiplier. Okay, Vegito looks like he's going to be doing some pretty absurd numbers here, especially with the Energy Beam. Which I guess is just another Kamehameha. He is kind of expensive, 800k. but not terrible. I'm pretty sure Broly's more expensive. No, Broly's... Wow, okay, Broly's only 300k, never mind. I feel like he's really good, I'm not gonna lie. 892 million. And obviously he's going up and down because of his passive. So 950 million damage, 200% crit damage, and then he has 45% crit chance, obviously because of the skill tree. But Vegito seems like a nice powerhouse. I don't think water has that many good units, so glad Vegito's usable again. Definitely a pretty welcome change. A little update on Broly. He has 78% buff now. He's at 1.32 billion every 11 seconds. And then obviously he still has a little bit to go. He has what, I think 10 more waves to go before he's fully built up. So he's gonna keep ramping up there. So yeah. Broly's back to being overpowered again. You love to see it. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next batch of characters. Ooh, look at him. He's looking clean. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the boy Jiren. So Jiren has overheat as a bar, so let's go ahead and see what overheat does. When Jiren misses a crit, increase overheat bar by 10. At 50 stacks, he does 2.5 times damage to enemies in range, and he applies Blaze. At 100 overheat stacks, he deals 5 times damage to enemies in range, apply Blaze and Burn, and then gain 15% damage in range for 15 seconds. Then he has his meditation. When Jiren buff goes from 100 stacks of overheat wears off, this passive activates once activated. Self-stun for 10 seconds. Reset overheat bar to 0. Gain 10% damage and minus 10% SPA and 20% range until new overheat bar reaches 50. Each time this is activated, increase damage gain after stun by 5% with a cap of 25. Okay, so Jiren, he has a circle, then he gains an even bigger circle, and then he becomes full AoE, baby. You gotta love full AoE units, man. 846 million without the overheat, and then once he enters the overheat mode, let's see how much he does. I will note he does have a crit range skill tree, but Goku and Vegeta do not, and Granola doesn't either. So 973 million, then jumps up to 1.01 billion, and then he will be gaining that extra 5% there. After he gets stunned one more time, then 105 billion. So there we go. I'm pretty sure that's a ceiling. Again, crit range skill tree, almost 90 range. So that's pretty cool. He's doing 195% crit damage. And then again, you got to think about the fact that this man is literally doing what is it, 5 times damage to enemies in range when he goes in overheat mode, and he's applying Blaze and Burn. So Jiren is throwing some numbers, bro. He is not playing around. Okay, Jiren is absolutely insane. I'm gonna move on to Granola here. So Granola's inflicting Shred, which I'm pretty sure is a new effect. So let's go ahead and read it here. Afflicted enemies have 10% more vulnerable, are 10% more vulnerable to crits. Enemies also take 15% crit damage and 10% raw damage. Lasts for 11 seconds, and it has a 30-second cooldown per enemy. Okay, he is also an air unit, 2,000 to place. Nature, so there's that. So again, Yuno has more competition, although again, Yuno is inflicting, so there's that. He starts off with a circle, and then he gains a bigger circle, and then he gains an even bigger circle, and that's how his last kind of attack looks. He kind of just like points his hand, and then kabushka, that happens. So 400 million. He has 101 range. Oh my god. Okay, he reaches all the way back here from spawn. Let's go ahead and start reading here. So every attack has 50% chance to apply exposed, which exposes afflicted enemies receive 25% damage and 100% elemental damage. Okay, for 15 seconds with a 40-second cooldown. Every time he attacks or kills more than 5 enemies at once, he gains 10% crit damage with a cap of 50%. So there we go. It's already fully built up. And then he has Mastered Left Eye. Granola is granted 25% base crit chance. Always has 50% more range than his base range stats. If attacking water element enemies, he gains 35% base crit chance and 25% more elemental damage. So is he literally, so he's getting 300% from already, you know, his normal nature thing, and then if he inflicts expose, he's doing 400%. And then he has 25% more from his passive, so he's doing 425% damage to water units. Wow. Okay. And then applying shred, the crits are just gonna absolutely fly, man. He's pretty cheap too, 235k. So he looks really good, man. Put a crit range skill tree on this guy, he's gonna go absolutely nuts, dude. He's gonna be doing some nasty crit damage, and his range is gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Before we move on to Goku and Vegeta, I want to take a look at Luffy. I'm gonna go ahead and max him out because obviously, you know, his attacks don't change at all. He did get a rework, so let's go ahead and read here. Oh my god. Okay, I don't remember how the old Luffy used to look, but I'm sure you guys do. Upon activation, deal 500 billion damage plus 75% of Luffy's total damage. Inflict cripple on enemies for 60 seconds. Toon Force now procs twice every attack for 60 seconds. Enemies that have 50% crit damage for 60 seconds. Oh, enemies take 50%. Okay. Toon Force, every attack randomly apply one of the following: bolt, plasma, hemorrhage, crippled, poison, blaze, conquered. Okay. He has liberating drums every 120 seconds. Enter sleep mode for 60 seconds. During sleep mode, self-stun for 30 seconds. Deal 20% of current damage in range every second. Okay, so he's still doing damage even when he's sleeping. Interesting. That's actually pretty cool. And then he has every 20 seconds apply a random effect from Toon Force passive, and then once sleep mode ends, deals 5 times damage in range. Apply conquered and weakened. Okay. Combat coding. Every 5 attacks increase crit damage by 5% with a cap of 25. Once cap is reached, deal 2 times damage on the following attack, and then he resets that buff. Okay, so he's just like constant resetting buffs there. Interesting. If Luffy is stunned, ignore stun. Gain 100 crit chance on next attack. Deal 300% crit damage on the next attack. Dude, he's okay. I'm gonna have to change his skill tree. I'm pretty sure he has like a damage skill tree, so he's definitely gonna have to go with crit range. Supreme Wrath, every 55 seconds inflict daze in range. If a boss is inflicted with daze, stun boss for 5 additional seconds. Okay, and now that I think about it, he just might not have a skill tree, so there's that. He is dropping some numbers too. Luffy looks absolutely ridiculous. And then obviously he has that as his attack. Am I missing something? Do I have something turned off? I might have, I don't know. Or just ALS. Or ALS is broken, bro. Let's gonna move on to Goku and Vegeta. So, fortunately, the enchant I have on them is efficiency. I tried getting glorious, but I don't have any pearls, bro. So, Goku and Vegeta, I'm pretty sure there's 600 placement. I don't know. I can't tell you. They are a water unit, which is super nice. They start off as a circle, then they gain a bigger circle, and then they gain a cone, and then at upgrade 12, you can fuse into Vegito Blue. So, standard, double trouble, Goku and Vegeta are granted 50% base crit chance, 100% base crit damage, and then every 3 attacks deal 1.5 times damage and apply cripple. And on top of the cripple, obviously, they're also doing weaken at their base. You know, they're not supposed to be really impressive on their base. The whole point of them is you want to get here, which is Gogeta. So, once they fuse into Gogeta, my glorious king, where is he? Where is he? Oh, must be wave 15 plus and have 100 kills and deal 10 billion damage. Okay. Jesus Christ, we're gonna be here for a bit, huh? Okay, we had to go to the Shibuya map. Nightmares. Just so we can get the 10 billion damage. So now we can actually fuse into the boy Gogeta. So boom, there we go. He looks absolutely beautiful. I love the hair, by the way. The shadows on the hair look so amazing. But Gogeta here, so probably a menace. Let's go ahead and start. Hybrid as well, obviously. 336 million off rip, and actually he's cranking up, so we'll see here. So he gains a different attack, and then he gains 2 abilities at the end. So let's start reading here. 1 billion damage, by the way. Upon activation, target the strongest enemy on the map, removing 75% of its current HP, and then deal 500 billion damage to the remaining enemies on the map. And then final energy beam. Upon activation, deal 2,500 times damage and apply plasma and weaken to all enemies on map. Dude, you don't need to be doing all that. Yo, so fusion polarity. Every 2 attacks deal 1.15 times damage and inflict cripple to all enemies in range. Every 5 attacks deal 1.25 damage and inflict weaken and pressure to all enemies in range. Okay, so if he hits the same enemy a few times and they haven't died, they're gonna get crippled, weakened, and pressure just stacked right on top of each other. And then he has reality fracture. Every attack gain 2 times damage with a cap of 20%. Once cap is reached, deal 1 times damage in range, apply plasma, and then reset buffs. Each time cap is reached, increase damage multiplier by 0.25 times with a cap of 1.5 times damage. So Gogeta, as you can see, doing a billion damage with efficiency. Not even glorious, no skill tree whatsoever, and just avatar. Jesus Christ. Okay. And then obviously he has his 2 attacks here. So spirit finisher, I doubt it's any different. So let's go ahead and see that. Oh, I think he did something. I think he jumped. No, that's just his normal attack. Okay. And then final energy beam. Let's see if it plays a sick animation. Ooh, it does. It's a Kamehameha. Let's go. Oh, it didn't even play. Man, this fuck-ass game. That shit ruined my mood. Anyway, Gogeta, he seems absolutely insane. Overall, these units were pretty solid. Nothing crazy, but definitely some really, really good units, especially Gogeta. I feel like Jiren's going to be pretty good. And then Granola's going to be good. Other than that, Broly's pretty insane. Vegeta seems pretty solid, and then the rest look kind of stinky, but we'll see. I love the Luffy rework though. Definitely gonna use Luffy now. Obviously his leader skill was already pretty good and pretty usable, so I'm glad he's back in the meta. But yeah, that was the Dragon Ball Super update. Overall, pretty solid.